John sat there with his sweaty hands clenched together. His right leg was shaking in a nervous twitch. John looked up at the man sitting across from him. All that separated him and an intimidating man wearing a fine suit was a simple wooden desk. He looked down at his hands, trying to figure out the right answer to his question. "God, I hate interviews," is the only thought in his mind. About a month ago, John's old company went through a series of layoffs that unfortunately he was a part of. He was let go, as they say. He spent 4 years with the company, pouring his heart, sweat, and tears over long hours to just be let go. On top of that, he was let go with no separation pay, just a firm handshake and a thanks for being part of our team. But that is the business world of today. That takes us to where John is now, sitting in this man's office, answering a firing squad worth of questions. "Tell me about. What was your last job? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" Question after question. He did his best to answer each question honestly as he could. After a grueling hour and a half of questions, the interviewer finally stood up, shook John's hand, escorted him out, and let John know to expect a call on how it went. John's life went by as he waited to hear back from his potential employer. Finally, the day came when he received a call from a number from whom he didn't know. "Mr. Krankowski, please?" came the voice on the other side of the phone. "Yes, speaking," John responded. "We from Gold Star Industries would love to have you as part of our team. How soon can you start?" He went on to share how happy and grateful he was to be selected and that he could start the following Monday. Monday came and John nervously got ready for his first day at work. His hands shook trying to button up his shirt and tie his tie. Thoughts began to fill John's head. First days are always the worst. You don't know anything. You don't know your boss, nor how he acts, nor your coworkers, or if you will get along with them. What is my job? Can I do my job? Will it be too difficult? Will it be too stressful? All he could do now was to look in the car's vanity mirror one more time, adjust his tie, get out of the car, and lock it for the day. John Krankowski walked into the office's main lobby where a friendly receptionist quickly addressed him. "Hi, welcome to Gold Star. How may I assist you this morning? I am Mr. John Krankowski. I am here for my first day." Mr. Ski. Oh yes, right here. I will let them know you are here. 5 minutes later, the same man that interviewed him came out in the lobby. "Nice to see you again, John. Please call me Tim." "Well, hi Tim. Please follow me into my office, we need to talk. We seem to have a situation." As he requested, John followed him into his office. "Please close the door behind you." "John, let me first off say that we here at the Gold Star Hosernberg branch are very happy to have you on our team. We have decided that you are by far the best candidate for this job. Your credentials, education, and work experience are a perfect match for what we are looking for. Now, here lies the problem. The problem we have with you is that you are, well, a white male. I by far thought you were my #1 choice, but the corporate offices are too concerned about our lack of minorities in the workplace. Does it help that I am part Native American?" John injected. "How much?" "Only about 1/12, but it's still part." That is still a problem. Even if you were 100% Native American, we would still have a problem. You are still a male. For that we must take back our initial offer for hire." "What? You said I was the most qualified." "Yes, you are, but the corporate office is too concerned about the lack of diversity in the workplace. They are afraid of losing clients and sponsors because of it. There has to be something I could do?" John responded. Tim then slides a picture across the desk. There is nothing you as Mr. Krankowski can do about it. I am sorry to say, but corporate is looking for someone more like her. John glanced down at the photo. You are looking for a Chinese woman? Actually, she is Thai, and yes. That is what corporate is looking for. We already have a couple of Latino and African American guys working here, but we are real short on women and especially female minorities. I see. Too bad I don't look like her. I would be set and you would meet your standard. Funny you should say that. If you could, would you want to look like her? Like her, I don't even know if that's possible. No way. It's actually rather simple, he says as he slides a box out of his lower desk drawer and pulls out what appears to be an inflatable doll. Care to try it on? Wait a second here. You want me to become her? Exactly, you would get the job, we get your expertise, and corporate gets their female minority. I can't. No way. For starters, I don't know if my wife would go for seeing me as so. Oh, you are married? Tim asked. Yes, for 5 years now. Perfect, we can also say you are a lesbian. We can strike off a 3-for-1 on this one. Not only do we get you on the books as being a minority, but a female, and a gay one at that. I don't know. Well, at least try it on. What could it hurt? Try on the blow-up doll? I asked. It is not really a blow-up doll, it is more of a suit. Ah. I guess. I could at least try. Good to hear, I love seeing you are acting like a team player already. That will go far in this company. Here, take this, put it on in the bathroom. And remember to put some baby powder on you before you get in it, and I suggest you work feet first. John walked into the bathroom holding a small box containing the flat woman. What can it hurt? He pondered. He removed the doll from the box and let it fall to the floor. He found the zipper and unzipped it from the head to its butt. As instructed, he stripped down naked first and covered his body in baby powder. John started with his right foot. He rolled the leg down and slipped his foot into its foot. The doll's foot seemed to suction on tightly, almost as if it was trying to become a part of him. It freaked him out a little. He did the same with the other foot with a similar result. John then went and began to pull the doll's legs up and over his butt and rested the suit at his chest. He looked down at his legs and noticed the changes already. The suit was tight on him but somehow not uncomfortable. His legs looked undeniably girly now, smooth, shapely, and silky. They felt like his wife's legs and not rubbery as he expected. He then now noticed that his willy was no longer showing. It was encased in rubber now. Replaced was a rubber replica of a vagina. He had to touch it to make sure this was real, and it did feel as real to the touch. He could not really feel it from the inside, but externally it looked and felt pretty damn real. John decided to move on. He slid his hands into the hands of the doll and pulled the suit around his shoulders. He looked down to the attached mask now flopping on the front of the suit's chest. He pulled the mask's eye holes up to match up with his and pulled the mask around his head. For a second, all was black until the mask formed to his face. He reached around the butt of the suit for a zipper, which after a little fumbling he eventually found. He began to zip up his lower back, stopped, grabbed the long zipper from over his shoulder and pulled it up over his shoulders, up the back of his neck, up to the middle of the back of his head. With the zipper to the top, an all-over suction went through the suit. He thought it was tight on him before, but now it was really suctioning him in, almost as if a huge vacuum was sucking him in. However, it was not painful. Tight it was, but almost felt good. Upon the zipper reaching the top, the zipper seemed to cover itself up, leaving no trace or feeling of it up his spine. All that was left was a tiny bump on the back of his head. He looked up in the mirror to see himself for the first time. Standing before him in the mirror was an attractive Asian woman, a very attractive woman. If he didn't know it was himself, he would be very turned on by her. Actually, the new sight of his new self was turning him on. "This is incredible," slipped out of his now femme lips in his old manly voice. John's hands felt his face and worked his way down his body to his breasts, which he quickly cupped in his now well-manicured hands. "Amazing. John, are you almost done in there?" "1 minute." Feeling modest, he quickly pulled on his boxers and under t-shirt he was previously wearing. These simple men's undergarments looked totally different on him now. Even these men's clothes seemed to accentuate his now feminine curves. "Think I am ready." "So?" Tim asked, opening the door. His mouth dropped a little as he stared at John. "Wow, it seems to have worked." "Excuse me, that was unprofessional of me. It really worked better than I even thought." "Ditto on that one. I seem to even turn myself on by looking at myself. Here, I have the wig to complete this. Please bend forward." He bowed his head forward. Tim took the wig and placed the snug-fitting black wig onto his head. "Turn around and let me adjust it." John did as he asked, and just like the suit, he felt it cling onto his scalp. "There now. Go ahead and try pulling it off." Easily he tried pulling it, a little harder and harder till he was pulling with all his might. "Didn't even budge," Tim commented. "To get it off, there is a small little tab in the back that you pull down on and it comes right off. This is one amazing suit, I must say. It is just incredible. I wouldn't believe it if I wasn't wearing it myself. Just one thing though, what about my voice? Now that you mention it. Take this pill I have here and swallow it down with this," Tim said, handing him a large pill and a bottle of purple liquid. John grabbed the pill, swallowed it down, and chased it with the purple grape-tasting liquid. John could feel the pill dissolving and coating his throat as it went down. "Now clear your throat a few times." "Good, now say something." "What should I say?" came out of John's mouth in a very high soprano sexy voice. "I would say that it worked." "I would say that it worked," John mimicked in his new voice. Tim handed him a little spray bottle. "Use this if your voice begins to return. Or whenever you put the suit back on, just spray a couple times till your voice is how it is now." "So what do you say? Want to give it a try?" Tim asked. I don't know. No offense, but I didn't plan on coming to work as a woman." "Hot, I know I am now, but..." "Well, I am willing to add another $10,000 to your salary. On top of that, I will give you a $20,000 bonus today for signing on, plus an additional $3,000 today for clothing on top of the 5 outfits we already have for you." Should I do it? John thought in his mind. It is already $25,000 more than I was making in my last job. And a $20,000 sign-on bonus. I can't say no to that. And what, I just have to come to work as 50% of the population does. And they don't get a nice incentive pay for coming to the company as a woman. I will take it. Great. Mrs. J. Krankowski. I guess John will not work anymore then? Any ideas? Well, funny enough, I had a hot tie friend in college named Jessica. I feel that name would appropriately fit me now that I look like a hot tie girl. Jessica it is then. Now I will bring in Jennifer, my personal secretary. As of now, she is the only other person that knows of our little secret. I plan on keeping your real identity from the rest of the coworkers a secret between the three of us. It should make it much easier on you as well. Jenny, we are ready for you. A petite blonde girl in her early 20s walked in holding a dark gray suit with a light pink blouse and a pair of heels in her other hand. Hello, Jessica, very nice to meet you. I really love how amazingly well you turned out, said Jennifer. Are you enjoying your first day? Not sure I would say enjoying it than more of I feel like I just got hit by a tornado. A nice sense of humor, you should fit in just fine here. Now let me help you get dressed. I am assuming you don't have much experience with dressing as a woman? John nodded his head no. Well then, start with the basics, she said, handing over a pink with black trim bra and panty set. The panties should be easy enough, self-explanatory. John pulled off his boxers and under tee and turned a little pink. Don't worry, I have seen other girls naked before, since I am one. And what do you have to worry about, it's just a rubber suit anyways. She did have a point there. He simply slid the panties up and onto his newly shaped groin. Now this you may have more problems with, arms in first. He slid his arms one by one into the bra and adjusted the cups to his newly formed mountainous chest. He reached behind his back to try to clasp it on. I will help you with that. You will get it in time. Now have a seat, time for some hose. You can't pull these on like your socks. You will get a snag and run in them real quickly and there goes a good $8 down the drain. First you take each leg and roll them into a donut like so. Then you slide your foot in and roll it up your leg. Now switch to the other leg, and now back to adjust the first leg. There. There you go, easy enough, huh? Good. Now for your blouse. Just like any other shirt you own, but remember the buttons are on backwards. Jessica put on the shirt as I normally he would, but he found the buttons were a pain. First it was weird trying to button them backwards, and two his new nails were making it impossible. Oh, sorry. I forgot you're not used to those nails. You will get used to them in no time. Now then. I figure we would start you off on your first day in a pantsuit. We will work on skirts in due time. At least a little relief there, something I knew how to do, put on pants. John thought. But where is the button and zipper? Oh, it's in the back. There you go. Easier, isn't? Jen asked. Now your jacket. John, in his now Jessica form, slid one arm in and then the other. He buttoned one of the buttons on the coat. He found now that even buttoning her suit coat felt odd now that he had to pull the jacket over a pair of breasts to get the jacket closed. Now for shoes. I decided something easy for you, 2.5 inches should be a good start. We recommend women should have some heel but no more than 4 inch here at work. We don't want to be too slutty, looks unprofessional. But hey, if you want to wear some 5-inch heels, not only will your feet hurt at day's end but also you get a number of stares and glares from the men. Unless you want to flirt with the guys? Jessica smirked back at Jen. Oh, almost forgot. Here is a pair of small studded diamond earrings and a nice girly silver watch compliments of gold star. She slid the diamond studs in the preformed holes of the doll suit I was wearing. My. I must say. You are amazing. Go look at yourself. Jessica had to see and found that Jen did not lie. I do look good. Supermodel good. In a way I liked it, though John. You will luckily not have to worry about makeup. It's already a part of the suit. Everything down to your now long eyelashes and cool blue eyes. Decent? Tim asked, walking back in. Amazing. Just stunning. Now that you are dressed, Time to show you your new office and coworkers." "Thank you, Jenny." "My pleasure, boss," John thought as he began to get nervous. His mind wandered, will anyone catch on? Can I really pull this off? They are going to see right through me and laugh. They probably know all about it already. What if this is just a practical joke on new guys? I wonder if they did this to anyone else. Did every other guy here reject doing this? I am going to laugh out of here, aren't I? They walked out of Tim's office and down a small hall to John/Jessica's office. It was nowhere as big as Tim's office, but at least he got her own office. She had to share a desk even at his last job, so having her own office was a huge step up. It was cute little L-shaped desk. Cute? Listen to me now. Jessica thought, I think these shoe pains are going right into my head. And now to meet everyone, Tim added. The two of them went down the hall, passing a few more offices, meeting a few of the coworkers. Then they headed out into the main part of the building that was nothing more than a maze of cubicles. Everyone was being wonderfully nice to Jessica. She began to wonder why. Jessica got a few dropped jaws and a bunch of stares down at her chest. I don't know what women complain about. The stares made me feel cute, and well, on top of that, more believable. She thought, I just remember then that I usually don't look like this and that none of them know what I really look like. All those guys with their sexual thoughts and stares really do not have any idea that they are staring at another guy. I will let you go back to your office so you can get settled in now. Start looking over some of the training manuals and get up to speed on the company. Jessica walked back to her new office and sat down at her desk, trying to get a new feel for it. Then she felt her cell phone ring. It was now vibrating in another gift the company gave her, a purse. God, I am such a woman. A purse, my oh my. She checked the caller ID and saw it was his wife. Without thinking about it, she answered the phone. Hello? Hello? Who is this? Asked his wife. Oh crap. My voice. What do I do? She tried clearing my voice with no change. Hello, you there? Who is this? Hi there, you must be John's wife. Yes? Hi, I am Jessica. I work with John at Gold Star. He is talking with his new boss now. I figured I would answer his phone for him. Can I take a message? 1. He has voicemail for a reason. Sorry that came out snotty. I just wasn't expecting to hear a woman's voice. You are just trying to help him do his job. Yes, I got a message. Just tell him that I was wondering how his new job was going. He was so worried that there might be a few surprises. Oh, did he? There probably were a few, Jessica said with a half of a laugh. What was that? Don't worry about it, ma'am, just some company policies. He can explain it later to you. Okay. Thanks. Bye. A myriad of thoughts now went through John's mind. Damn. What do I do now? Do I call her back now and tell her? Do I just show up at home like this? Maybe I need to keep it a secret? I can change here at work before I go home and then in the morning. Know someone then at work may wonder, why is there a guy walking into Jessica's office every morning that doesn't come out till quitting time? No, too hard. I can't hide it from her. Somehow I will slip, or someone from work will call my house looking for me. She might be thinking I am having an affair. I don't want that. I have to tell her, but how? Jessica spent the rest of the day reviewing company policies and trying to learn her new job. Before she knew it, it was time for her to head home. As she walked to the car, she again started to debate what she should do. All she knew now was that she didn't want to change at work, so she got in her car and drove off. While driving, Jessica began to ponder again on how to tell his wife. She thought, I could just show up like this, but she will probably have a heart attack and flip out. Maybe she will understand. Probably not. I should take it slower, bring it up easier. Jessica decided that she could just not show up as Jessica. This then led her to her next problem. Where does she get changed? Then the answer hit her. The answer came to her as she saw a large blue sign for a rest stop in 1 mile. She could just pull in, change, and go home as John. Perfect. Jessica pulled off the highway and into the rest stop. She got out of her car, walked into the building, past the food court, to the bathroom. This then led to another tough decision, which bathroom to use. She could use the women's room, but that would leave problems coming out. She would probably get beat by some old woman thinking he was a pervert. Jessica decided on the men's room. She figured no big deal since she had seen plenty of women use the men's room before when the women's line was too long. Jessica slowly walked into the bathroom, at least for her sake it wasn't packed. But there was one guy using the bathroom. He was just finishing up. Jessica rushed towards a stall but didn't make it. The man's eyes looked her up from her feet to her head and moved back down to her chest. A huge smile came across the man's face. Hey honey. You are in the men's room, he spurted out, walking towards Jessica. Yeah, I know that, Jessica replied. Looking for a little fun then? You know, Jessica said in disgust. Come on baby, you know you came in here to get a piece of this. Please just leave me alone. You know you want it. He moved closer to put his unwashed hands onto her. I sure do. She said, leaning closer to him. I knew it. Well, here you go. She leaned forward and kneed him hard in the balls. I hope you enjoyed. With that, Jessica left the men's room and hid out in the women's bathroom. She waited 10 minutes and slid back into the men's room. Luckily for her, the dirty man had left already, so Jessica rushed into a stall. She needed to get out of this suit before someone else came in. She quickly tore off her jacket, blouse, and pants. With those off, she began to search the back of her head for the wig tab. After searching a little bit, she finally found it. After pulling firmly on the tab, the wig simply fell to the floor. John then reached behind his head, searching for the zipper. After fumbling around a little bit more, he found the small mound on the suit's head and dug for the zipper. Finding the zipper, he gently began to unzip the suit. As he unzipped, a whooshing feeling came over him, similar to a person opening up a can of soda. He continued to pull the suit off till it was slumped on the floor. He quickly folded the suit and Jessica's clothes and threw them in a gym bag that he had brought. After putting on the men's suit he originally picked to wear to work, John left the stall and walked over to the mirror. It was good to see his old face. He straightened his hair, threw the gym bag over his shoulder and walked out to his car. As John walked out the main door, he passed the man he met before in the bathroom, still waiting for Jessica. John laughed as he walked by when he realized the man was still in a bit of pain. John opened his car door and threw the duffel bag with the suit and clothes in it into his back seat. He sat in his seat and pulled the vanity mirror down. Today's events didn't seem real now that he was looking back at his normal face again, where only minutes ago a face of a very attractive Thai girl stared back at him. He flipped the mirror up and drove home. As he pulled into his driveway, his heart began to pound, once again for the 1,000th time today. Do I tell her? He thought. I must, but how? John walked in through his front door and he could smell that his wife was cooking one of his favorite meals, spaghetti and meatballs. John walked into the kitchen, walked up to his wife, and gave her a kiss on cheek. So hun, how was your first day? Asked his wife Holly.